A young girl named Clara inherits a set of antique dolls from her grandmother, who recently passed away. The dolls are beautiful yet unsettling, each one handcrafted with eerie detail. They seem to have their own personalities, with some dressed in Victorian clothing, others in 1920s attire, and a few in tattered old-fashioned dresses. Clara doesn't care much initially. She considers them to be charming in a peculiar manner. But odd things start happening shortly after she puts them in her room. A young girl named Clara inherits a set of antique dolls from her grandmother, who recently passed away. The dolls are beautiful yet unsettling, each one handcrafted with eerie detail. They seem to have their own personalities, with some dressed in Victorian clothing, others in 1920s attire, and a few in tattered old-fashioned dresses. Clara doesn't care much initially. She considers them to be charming in a peculiar manner. But odd things start happening shortly after she puts them in her room. Clara can hear whispers at night. She thinks it's just her imagination at first, but when the whispers become louder, she knows that they're coming from the dolls. She's frightened when she understands that the voices are not speaking a language she can understand. The whispers sound like they're begging for something, pleading with her to listen. One evening, Clara, with an overwhelming curiosity, moves in closer to the dolls. Leaning in, one of them, a porcelain doll with deep blue eyes and a glassy sheen to them, begins to speak in a voice that sounds hauntingly familiar. It calls out her name and breathes softly, "Remember, remember what you've forgotten." The doll's glassy eyes shimmer with a dark intensity, and Clara feels a shiver course down her spine. The whispers don't cease. Instead, they become more insistent, more demanding. Clara starts to dream vivid, frightening dreams about the dolls, about a time when they were far more than mere playthings. Every doll appears to contain a fragment of a lost past, and the more that Clara listens to their whispers, the more the voices start to determine her actions and thoughts. She begins to act strange, standoffish and distant, as if something is gradually overrunning her mind. Clara experiences disturbing dreams involving the dolls. She becomes increasingly withdrawn and isolated. One day, Clara's best friend, Lily, comes over and is struck by how much Clara has changed. Lily is appalled when she catches sight of Clara talking to the dolls as if they were human, and when she attempts to interrupt, Clara grows defensive, even aggressive. The deeper Clara goes into the dolls' whispers, the more she begins to lose herself, sensing that the dolls are controlling her, trying to pull her into their world. As Clara's fascination with the dolls intensifies, she discovers a ghastly secret. The dolls originally belonged to an unknown cult who employed them to communicate with spirits from another dimension. The dolls are possessed, and they drain the memories of their owners to slowly devour their souls. Clara's grandmother had hidden them for years, but now Clara's turn has come to succumb to their powers. Clara needs to figure out how to lift the curse before the dolls completely possess her body, using it to imprison her soul and keep her as part of their collection for eternity. But the more she resists, the more she can hear the whispers, offers of power, knowledge, and immortality if she listens just a little bit longer. The dolls will never release her unless she sacrifices everything or allows herself to be consumed. It might be a tale of possession, the shadowy power of objects, and the fight to hold on to one's own identity, or it might be a creepy metaphor for how the past will seek to claim us if we refuse to face it. A final shot of the dolls, leaving the ending